You ever notice some guys think muscles automatically qualify as martial arts experience? Like they've seen two YouTube clips, lifted heavy for 6 months, and suddenly they're quoting Bruce Lee between sets. There's always that one guy who struts around a gym like it's a UFC weigh-in. You don't even blame him until he tries it on the wrong person. The gym was new, boutique, and trying way too hard. Mood lighting, towel warmers, Lululemon everywhere, punching bags placed for aesthetic, the kind of place where the employees smile too much and no one actually sweats. Jason Statham sat on the mat, cross-legged. No one paid him much attention. Not the guy restocking the fridge, not the influencer stretching in mirror selfie formation. Just another middle-aged man doing stretches in silence. He liked it that way. Didn't bring gloves. Didn't bring a water bottle with motivational hashtags on it. Just a faded hoodie, soft shoes, and a pair of hands that had ended things most people never started. The door flew open at 4:16 p.m. Let's go, Alpha Crew. 3 people came in with him. One carried his bag. One held a camera. One walked 2 steps behind like they were paid just to laugh. Travis Gage, viral MMA name. Not ranked, not disciplined, but loud, which these days was enough. He strutted across the floor shirtless, throwing shadow punches between selfies. He caught sight of Jason and smirked. "Yo, look at that," he said to the camera. "Sensei stoic over here, big stretch energy." Jason didn't move. Travis stepped onto the mat and started hitting a bag like it owed him rent. Wide swings. Too much power. Footwork loud enough to wake up the janitor. Jason watched for 3 seconds and already knew fast hips, decent coordination, and zero patience. This was a kid who sparred to win, not to learn. "Where y'all watching from?" Travis shouted to the live stream. "Drop your city, rep your gym. Unless you train in Ohio, y'all still hitting the heavy bag like it's a tree trunk." Jason tied his shoe, didn't glance up. Travis noticed. "You good over there, Gramps? You need me to call someone?" Jason just nodded once. "I'm fine." That didn't sit well. "You stretching for a water aerobics class, or you actually plan on using the mat today?" Jason looked at him, expression flat. Travis laughed. "Just messing with you, man. I got mad respect for my elders. You do Tai Chi or something?" Jason stood, walked to the towel rack, wiped his hands. Travis followed. "You ever fight?" Jason didn't answer. "You military or mall security?" Still nothing. "Yo," he said to his camera crew, "this guy's giving straight-up retired assassin vibes. You know, like the movie where the ex-hitman just wants peace, but somebody touches his cat." Jason looked him dead in the eye. "That wasn't a cat, it was a dog." Travis blinked, then laughed. Okay, he's seen the classics." He paced back to the mat and said loud to the camera, "Chat, do we warm up with a little surprise spar today? I'm thinking one clean round with Master Stoic over here. Just light contact." The comments blew up. Jason sighed through his nose. Travis walked back. "You game?" Jason didn't answer, just stepped onto the mat, slow, deliberate, no warm-up. Travis grinned. "Respect, Grandpa." They squared up, kind of. Jason didn't even raise his hands, just stood. Travis bounced on his feet, clearly enjoying himself. "All right, chat, I'm keeping it easy. 1 round. Let's see what he's got." Travis jabbed forward. Jason pivoted his shoulder. Nothing fancy, just gone. Travis missed by a mile. He tried again. Another jab, then a low feint. Jason didn't flinch, just shifted weight like gravity worked differently for him. Then Travis spun, went for a flashy backfist. Jason stepped forward, 1 step, not hard, just decisive. And Travis flew. Hit the mat loud enough that the playlist paused. Jason stood over him, didn't gloat, didn't smirk, just held out a hand. "Black belt," he said. "Karate, since '93. Travis blinked. "What the hell was that?" Jason shrugged. "Gravity. Quick question, where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments. And hey, if this story made you clench your jaw, smile, or whisper, he really just said gravity. Hit that subscribe button. Watch till the end, because what happens next might change how you look at the quiet guy in the corner." Jason helped him up. The camera guy lowered the phone, not sure whether to keep rolling. Travis rubbed his shoulder. Okay, you've got some moves. You trained under anyone legit? Jason shook his head. Not for a long time. He picked up his towel, started walking off. Hold up, Travis called after him. You some kind of YouTuber or something? Jason paused. No. Then who are you? Jason turned, dry, quiet, someone you don't want to spar with twice. He left. Travis stood on the mat like he'd been told Santa Claus was real and he'd just knocked out his tooth. The chat replayed the takedown, over and over. From 3 different angles, someone tagged it when silence hits harder than fists. Back in the parking lot, Jason unlocked a black sedan, got in, started the engine. His phone buzzed, one notification, unfamiliar number. Nice sweep. You still have it. No name, just a location ping. Jason stared at it, didn't reply. But he didn't drive home either. Travis Gage didn't sleep that night. Not because of the bruise on his hip or the dent in his ego. Those would heal. He'd post a video tomorrow, spin it into a joke, call it respecting the Augs. No, what really kept him up was the replay. He'd watched it 26 times. From the live stream, from his videographer's phone, from the mirrored security camera that had somehow caught the moment in eerie silence. Jason Statham never broke rhythm, didn't clench a fist, didn't throw a single punch, just a step, a sweep. And then gravity. It wasn't power that scared Travis. It was control. He checked his DMs again, still there. The tag from the anonymous account. The caption, "You didn't even see the real fight." Attached, a 30-second clip, filmed from inside the gym. Not by his crew, angle was clean, too clean. Jason entering, standing still, watching, every little breath like it was part of a plan. Travis stared at the handle, at Blackthread 11-0 posts, no followers, no profile picture. He typed, "Who are you?" No response. He dropped the phone, got up, started pacing. His neck cracked. His chest was tight. This wasn't supposed to happen. You don't lose to someone who doesn't even warm up. Meanwhile, Jason was already miles away, literally. He didn't drive home after the gym. He followed the ping. Austin to a quiet county road. Then off that road, down a gravel path that looked like it hadn't been driven in years. No signage. No lights, just a mailbox that said M. Hicks. He parked, didn't turn off the engine yet. Because the house, if you could call it that, didn't look empty, one porch light, flickering, no movement. He got out anyway. Because whoever sent that message knew too much. Jason stepped onto the porch and knocked once. A soft shuffle behind the door, then a voice, quiet, southern. "You took your time," Jason exhaled. "Wasn't planning on coming. Didn't ask if you were." The door opened, and there he was, Mitch Hicks, ex-operator. Burned out of the agency 6 years ago for going rogue on a mission in Paraguay. Disappeared into some veteran outreach clinic until he didn't. He looked older, heavier. But the eyes were still sharp. Jason stepped in without another word. The house was sparse. No photos. No Dacre. Just a folded flag on a dusty shelf and a coffee table full of takeout napkins and empty tea mugs. "You sent the video?" Jason asked. Mitch nodded. "Kid was loud. Thought you should know someone else was watching." "Who?" "That's the problem." Jason sat down. "Start talking." Mitch paced. "You remember Black Thread?" Jason paused. "Wasn't that buried?" "That's what we thought. But someone dug it up, cleaned the edges. Now it's out in the wild." Jason ran a hand down his face. Black Thread wasn't a person. It was a program. A tracking network built to observe rogue agents. Not just where they went, but what they touched. Any gym, any dojo, any old habit they picked up again, it flagged it. Jason had tripped it, back on that mat, with one movement. And now, someone knew exactly who he was, and worse, what he was still capable of. Someone watching the gym feed rerouted it to Black Thread's old node, Mitch said. "Your takedown triggered the biometric match." Jason leaned forward. "Why would anyone resurrect that system?" Mitch tossed a USB stick on the table. "Not a system," he said. "A client. Quick question, where are you watching from?" Drop your city in the comments. And hey, if this story makes you clench your jaw, smirk, or whisper, Jason's karate just triggered a ghost protocol, hit that subscribe button. Watch till the end because what happens next might change how you look at people who don't talk much. Jason stared at the USB. What's on it? Job posting, Mitch said. Private contract, not public, but heavy payout. Description matches your move. It's like they're baiting you. Jason pocketed the stick. Anyone else flagged? Not yet. But that kid's little gym stunt spread fast. They're watching for you now. Not Jason Statham, just the man behind the sweep. They don't know your name, but they've seen what you can do. Jason stood. I didn't come here to get pulled back in. Mitch shrugged. Yeah, and I didn't come here to rot in a cabin, but here we are. Jason looked out the window. Anything else I should know? Mitch scratched his beard. Yeah, someone else triggered the system last month. Same gym, same mat. Jason turned. Who? Mitch's voice dropped. Her name's Nia. You trained her once. Jason's throat tightened. She's dead. That's what you were told. But she lit the board up like a Christmas tree. Either it's someone using her signature or she never left. Jason paced. This is turning into something else. It already is. Jason turned back. You have a location, downtown, warehouse gym, invite only. They call it the hangar. Real fights, no rules. If she's anywhere, it's there. Jason didn't respond. He just left, didn't say thank you, didn't say goodbye. Mitch watched him go and whispered, told you he still had it. Back at the boutique gym, Travis was still stewing. He was in a hoodie now, scrolling the chat from the fight replay. Most of the comments had turned. Not mean, just unimpressed. He got swept by a guy who barely moved. That wasn't a fight. That was a reminder. The silence hit harder than the sweep. One comment stuck out. There's levels to this. Travis just met the basement. Travis DM'd the mystery account again. If you know him, tell him I want a rematch. This time the account replied, show up. The hangar, Friday, 8 p.m. Travis frowned. That wasn't an invite. That was a setup. But he couldn't back out now. Not with the internet watching. Friday came fast. Jason stood outside the hangar. No neon signs. No list. Just a steel door and a man with no neck checking faces. Jason stepped up. The man looked at him and nodded. Go in. Inside, chaos. Crowd tight against a ring. Bare fists. Real blood. No refs. Jason spotted the corner booth empty. Then not. Nia sat down just like that. Alive. Older. Sharper. Eyes locked on him. Jason stepped through the crowd, then stopped. Because next to her Travis. Jacket off. Gloves on. Looking lost, Jason realized the truth. This wasn't about sparring anymore. It was recruitment. There's a specific kind of silence that lives inside underground fight rings. It's not the absence of noise, it's the pause before something real happens. The moment when ego steps back and instinct takes over. Jason walked into that silence like it was a second skin. The hangar wasn't a gym. It was a warehouse with mats duct taped to the concrete and steel rafters overhead that still held chains from their factory days. Fluorescent lights buzzed like dying flies. The air smelled like sweat, bleach, and cheap bourbon. In the center, a circle of fighters paced. No ref, no gloves, just rules that everyone pretended not to know. Jason's eyes scanned the perimeter. Nia hadn't moved, same spot. Corner booth. Same stare. Next to her, Travis Gage looked completely out of place. Gloves on, headgear half clipped. You could smell the bravado leaking out of him. He wasn't here to fight. He was bait. Jason stepped to the edge of the ring. Didn't enter. Someone in the crowd called out, "Yo, it's him." The sweep guy. Jason ignored it. Nia stood slowly. Took her time walking over. She looked different, not just older, leaner, colder. Like someone who had burned her file and kept the ashes as proof. Jason, she said, calm. Nia. Travis blinked. Wait, you two know each other. Nia smirked. You could say that. Jason didn't look at him. Why'd you bring him? Nia shrugged. He wanted a rematch. I gave him a place to earn it. Jason took a slow breath. You set this up. No, they did. She tilted her chin toward the far wall. Jason followed her eyes. Two men in suits, wrong posture, clean haircuts, watching everything. Recruiters, she said. They've been buying up talent, fighters who don't ask questions. Jason turned back to her. I thought you were dead. I was. Then I came here, and they gave me a reason not to be. The crowd started chanting, faint at first, then louder. Fight, fight, fight. Jason stared at Nia. This isn't you. Maybe it always was. You trained for justice, not entertainment, she laughed, a real one. Justice. You think that's what any of this is now? She stepped closer. You showed your hand, Jason, back at that boutique gym. You reminded the world what still lives inside you. Jason's voice lowered. I didn't want this. No one ever does. But now that you're here, she nodded toward the ring, prove you still belong. Travis took a half step back. Wait, hold on. I didn't agree to fight him again. This wasn't the plan. Nia didn't even glance at him. You wanted a rematch. You got it. Quick question. Where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments. And hey, if this story makes you clench your jaw, smile, or whisper, she baited him with a fight but wanted a soldier. Hit that subscribe button. Watch till the end because what happens next might change how you look at second chances. Jason stepped into the circle, not fast, not slow. Just a weight shifting through air. Travis followed. Reluctantly, the crowd tightened. Someone rang a rusted bell with a wrench. The fight had begun. But Jason didn't move. Travis did. Fast jab. Wide hook. Jason dodged both with less motion than it takes to blink. Man, are you even trying? Travis barked. Jason finally moved one step forward. Palm strike to the chest, not hard, but perfectly placed. Travis flew backward like he'd been yanked by a cable. Hit the mat. Again, silence. Then Nia clapped once. Slow, deliberate. He still has it, she said. The suits behind her nodded. One of them stepped forward. Jason turned before he reached him. Don't. The man froze. Jason looked back at Nia. What now? You just passed the audition. I didn't sign up. You didn't have to. That move, that control. It was a message, and they got it loud and clear. The other man in the suit stepped forward. He held a tablet, tapped the screen once. Jason's phone buzzed. He pulled it out. Bank transfer alert. $500,000 received. Jason stared at it. What is this? Down payment, Nia said. For a job. One you're going to take. Jason didn't move, didn't answer, so she kept going. There's a rogue agent, ex-Intel, former Black Thread handler. He's gone dark, off-grid, took something with him. What? A roster. Names, operatives in hiding, ones who didn't want to be found. Jason clenched his jaw. And you want me to bring him in? Nia shook her head. No, we want you to kill him. Jason stepped off the mat. Not my work anymore. Nia's voice turned cold. You're already paid. I'll refund it. You can't. Jason turned to the suits. This your plan? Pay me, trap me, then threaten me. One of them finally spoke. No threats, just math. You're in the system now. Every camera in this room logged your face. The money links to a burner account that's tied to 5 others. You walk away, you vanish into every list we have. Jason stared at him. Then you better hope I never get bored. He turned to leave, but Nia stepped in his path. You're not walking away from this, Jason. Jason looked her dead in the eye. I already did. Once, don't make me do it twice. She didn't flinch, didn't blink, but she stepped aside. Jason walked out of the hangar. No one tried to stop him. Even Travis stayed silent. Outside, the air was thicker. The wind had died. The parking lot was full of quiet engines and louder questions. Jason got into his car, pulled out the USB Mitch gave him, plugged it into a burner tablet. The screen lit up. Target, Vincent Khan's status, armed, disavowed, location, unknown. But there was one line that made Jason stop cold. Last sighting, Seattle, WA. He remembered the name. Khan wasn't just a handler. He was the man who built Jason's exit file, who helped him disappear. Jason stared at the screen. Nia wasn't trying to kill a threat. She was trying to erase his safety net. This wasn't a contract. It was a trap. Jason started the car and headed north. Seattle was colder than Jason remembered. Not because of the weather. though the sky had that gray, slush-colored mood that stuck to your boots, but because of what it meant to be back. Seattle was where he'd disappeared, where his old life bled into silence, and where one man had helped him erase everything with a thumb drive and a 5-minute conversation. Vincent Kahn. Back then, Kahn was just another desk-fed handler in a basement full of men who whispered for a living. But unlike the others, he understood Jason didn't want freedom, he wanted distance. Not retirement, not medals, just quiet. Now he was marked for death. Jason drove slow through Capitol Hill, not the touristy strip, deeper. Past the brick warehouses turned art studios, into the part of town where delivery trucks didn't go unless they had to. He parked, walked 2 blocks to a maintenance door, swiped an old access card, still worked. Inside, the building was cold, concrete walls, rows of fuse boxes. Some still live, some gutted. This place had once powered half the city's traffic lights, now it powered secrets. Jason descended the stairwell, every step echoing like a countdown. No security, no traps. Khan knew he was coming. He reached the bottom level, knocked twice, pause, then once. The door opened, and Khan was standing there, older, paler, but exactly the same behind the eyes. Calm, unreadable, and already annoyed. Jason, Khan. They stood in silence. Then Khan stepped aside. Inside, the room looked like a bunker built by someone with paranoia and a Costco membership. Surveillance monitors on one side, coffee machine and 5 different flavors of protein bars on the other. Jason sat. Khan stayed standing. So, Khan said, they finally activated it. Jason nodded. Black threads up, they came for me. I saw. That gym clip is on 5 darknet message boards. You did a nice sweep. Wasn't trying to make a statement. You never are. Jason leaned forward. They're coming for you. Khan didn't blink. I know. Jason studied him. No plan to run. Khan looked tired. Running only works for people who don't know anything. Quick question. Where are you watching from? Drop your city in the comments. And hey, if this story made you clench your jaw or whisper, Jason's not just protecting a man, he's protecting his own past. Hit that subscribe button. Watch till the end, because what happens next might change how you look at people who walk away from everything. Khan pulled up a tablet, showed him the same intel from Mitch's USB. Nia pulled this job together, Jason said. She's scared, Khan replied. Jason looked surprised. Khan shrugged. When she died the first time, she lost control. Now she wants to erase everything that reminds her she ever needed help. Jason stood, pacing now. She said it's not personal. Khan snorted. Of course she did. That's how you make murder sound like management. Jason looked at the monitors. Are you armed? Does it matter? Jason exhaled. No, because the people coming weren't here for a fight. They were here for a message. They wanted to prove they could take out the man who helped operatives vanish. Even ones like Jason. He moved to the corner. Checked the room. 2 exits, 1 deadbolt, 1 fire door. This place wired. Somewhat, Khan said. But you're not here to play Home Alone. You're here to decide what kind of ghost you want to be. Jason froze. Khan kept going. You can disappear again. New face, new name, no connections. I can do it. I'm not here to run. Then you're here to kill someone. Jason didn't answer, because the truth was uglier. He wasn't here to kill. He was here to be seen. The sound came before the movement, a metallic screech from the stairwell. Jason turned 3 men in black, tactical gear. Suppressors already on. He moved fast. Grabbed the fire extinguisher from the wall and launched it across the hallway. Not to hit, to distract. It clanged hard, loud. Jason was already in motion. 1 step. 2, disarmed the first man mid-step. Broke his wrist and used the arm to swing him into the wall. Second man fired, but the extinguisher's foam blinded the angle. Third man tried to flank. Jason swept, harder this time, different from the gym. This one didn't get up. Khan watched from the doorway, still unmoved. You done? Jason grabbed one of their radios. No. Because the voice that came through next wasn't one of theirs. It was Nia. Jason, he paused. You're late. he said into the radio. "I wanted to see what you'd do. And you didn't disappoint. Glad to hear it. But you know this doesn't change anything, right?" Jason looked at the camera in the hallway. "You're not here to kill him." Silence. Then, "No, I'm here to kill what he made possible." Jason looked at Khan. "She didn't mean you, she meant me." Jason dropped the radio. It shattered on the floor. Khan stood. "Go, she'll keep coming." "I know. I can stay. And do what? Kill her." "You wouldn't." Jason didn't answer, because Khan was right. Even after everything, he wouldn't. Khan stepped forward. "You saved my life once. Now let me save yours." Jason clenched his fists. "Promise me she doesn't get the file." "She won't." "You sure?" Khan tapped his chest. "I got the only copy." Jason backed toward the fire exit. Khan smiled once. "Jason," he stopped. "You were never the ghost." "What was I?" Khan shrugged. "The shadow." Jason walked out, didn't run, didn't look back. 10 seconds later, the building shook. Not a bomb. A purge, triggered by Khan's heartbeat monitor the moment he flatlined. Inside, everything melted: hard drives, backups, evidence. Jason stood on the roof of the opposite building, watched it burn. Nia's voice came through again, not from a radio but from his phone. "How much did he give you?" Jason answered flatly. "Everything." "You know what that means." "I do. You're one of us now." Jason stared at the fire. "No, I'm what you're afraid of becoming." She didn't respond. The line cut. Jason tossed the phone into the alley below, watched it smash, then walked into the morning crowd. No closure, no name, just silence. And the knowledge that now everyone was watching him. But no one really knew why he let her live.